what's up, guys? So we're moving on into Unit 2. And Unit 2, 2.1 to start, we're looking at something called the distance formula. So in Unit 1, we learn how to find the distance between one point and another on a single number line. Now we're going to be looking at how to find the distance between 2 points in 2 dimensions on a coordinate system, okay? And so basically what's going to happen is we're going to find these 2 points. We're going to plug them into the distance formula, and it's going to give us the distance between those 2 points. So here we go. So the first thing we need to do is on this right here is we need to find what A is as a coordinate and what B is as a coordinate. So point A here, it looks like, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Point A here is going to be 1, 1, okay? B here is going to be, it looks like 4, 5, okay? And so we're going to take the distance formula, we're going to plug these points into that, and it's going to pop out our distance. So right now, at the bottom of your paper, this is going to be your distance formula. So D is going to be equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So this x2, x1, y2, and y1 is going to be from my points here. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to take your 2 points. This is going to be my first point, so I'm going to label it x1, y1, my first point, and I'm going to label this x2 and y2. And so now I'm going to take these points and plug it into my formula, work it out, and it's going to give me the distance. So here we go. So let's go and write this out. So I'm going to have the square root of x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is 1, squared, plus y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is going to be 1. And I'm going to square that, okay? So here we go. So 4 minus 1 is going to end up being 3. So this right here is going to turn into 3. 5 minus 1 is 4. So this is going to turn into 4. 3 times 3, 3 squared is 9. So this right here is going to turn into 9. 4 times 4 is 16. So plus 16. 9 plus 16 is going to turn into 25. And then the square root of 25 is going to equal 5. So that means the distance between point A and point B is going to be 5. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you find the distance from point A to point B. A couple of examples that I'm going to work with you guys to work out here, okay? So here we go. So I have 2 points that I got to find the distance, and I'm going to find the distance between those 2. So it looks like point A here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, -8, and -2. So point A, -8, and -2. So I'm going left 8 and down 2. And it looks like over here, point B is going to be over 4, up 3. So this is going to be 4, 3. So again, it doesn't matter how I label the points, whether I make these the 1s or these the 2s, as long as I label them. So I'm going to make this x1, y1. I'm going to make this x2, y2. So here we go. So let's go and plug my formula in. So the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so now I'm going to plug it in. So x2 here is going to be 4. x1 here is going to be -8. So I'm going to have minus -8. Okay, y2 here is going to be 3. y1 here is going to be -2. Now I just want to let you guys know, when you subtract a negative, that's going to end up turning into plus. So it's going to be 4 plus 8. Double negative here is going to turn into plus, so that's going to be 3 plus 2. 4 plus 8 is going to end up being 12. 3 plus 2 is going to end up being 5. 12 times 12, because the 12 squared is going to be 149, or 144, sorry. Then 5 times 5 is going to be 25. Then 144 plus 125 is going to turn into 169. The square root of 169 is going to be 13. So that means the distance between point A and point B is going to be 13. All right, let's look at example number 2. So we're gonna do the same thing again. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's -8. And then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have -8, -7. And then point D over here is going to be -1, -1. So -1, comma, -1. Okay? Same thing again. It doesn't matter as long as I plug it in accordingly. So I'm just gonna, just to show you this works either way, I'm gonna make this x1 and y1. I'm gonna make this down here x2 and y2. Okay? So now I'm just gonna plug it into my formula. So here we go. I'm gonna change it to a different color here. So here we go. The square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And then I'm just gonna plug it in. So x2 here is gonna be -8. So this right here is gonna turn into -8. x1 up there is -1. So this is gonna be minus -1. y2 over here is -7. And then y1 up there is -1. So I'm gonna do minus -1. So again, double negative is gonna turn into plus. So this is gonna turn into plus. Double negative here is gonna turn into plus. So -8 plus 1 is going to be -7. -7 plus 1 over here is going to turn into -6. -7 times -7 is going to turn into +49. -6 times -6 is going to turn into 36. Okay? And then 49 plus 36 is going to be what? 85? Is that correct? Okay? And then just so you guys know, there's not a perfect square here. So that means it's gonna turn into a long decimal. But I'm gonna end up just leaving that at the square root of 85. Okay? And then lastly, it says on number 3, in the equation right here can be used to find the distance from line AB. What are the coordinates of AB? So basically what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna erase this so we can see it. So basically what's gonna happen is I'm gonna look at my distance formula. So if I was to write my distance formula on the top of this, x2 x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. I'm just gonna see how it lines up. So look, I'm gonna write my coordinates. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so look, x2, what's in the x2 spot? That's a 4. So it looks like I'm gonna erase this and 4, comma. Does that make sense? y2 here is gonna end up being, y2 here is gonna be -2. So right here, this right here is gonna turn into -2. So that means the coordinate for the first one is gonna be 4, -2. x1, it looks like there's a -8 in that spot, so -8 is gonna go here. y1, it looks like there's a +7, because remember, this is a minus sign here. So with that being said, it's gonna be minus a positive there. So that means this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna end up being +7. So that's how we can take a formula and pull out the coordinates, and it'll show you the two coordinates.